But that's why I love KFC, because of that. Just the juices and the,
Lumberjacks.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
They got some nice chicken too.
And I suppose over all of them for price, it's got to be KFC, because KFC is still price. And I know they can because they're a big company, but yeah, Korean fried chicken, I love that too.
BODGAST. BODGAST.
What's up, vibers? Welcome to episode 10 of the podcast. My name is Formatey Fresh, and again we're coming at you with another fantastic local superstar who's doing, unbelievable things in our community. Somebody young this week on the podcast, and he is from Tutehiwi High School, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. What's up, my brother?
Kia ora. I'm Cade. I am 17, and I'm the deputy head boy at Tutehiwi High School.
Sounds flash, brother. Sounds flash.
It's just a title, just a title.
Deputy head boy. How'd you become deputy head boy? Did you apply for it? Is that how it rolls?
Yeah. So I actually got kind of made to do it, So I got
forced.
Heaps
forced.
Heaps of fun in the school. So my auntie, Tutehiwi Solomon, she kind of forced my hand in that department, and then got my mum to be aware of how I could be in a position where I could apply for it. And when it come to that, it was just two very strong-minded ladies kind of put my hand up for me, and I'm thankful for that, to be honest.
All right, bro, before we go any further, episode 10 of the podcast this week is proudly brought to you by the Pacific Sharks, ripping their gear today. Get along and follow them on their Facebook pages and Instagram social media accounts. They're doing fantastic things in our community. Obviously, I think they're 53 years plus and still going strong. Big ups to the Pacific Sharks. Don't forget to follow them. All right, bro, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
So I was born up in Hamilton, but I was born and raised in Tutehiwi. Lived a bit of my life in Tito. So it was only a fair, maybe 3 years I was living in Tito.
Man, what's it like to live in Tito, bro? That must be Tito. I've never met anyone who's lived in Tito, brother.
It's not Toke. It will never be Tutehiwi. It's just a different thing, because here, there's everybody knows everybody. If you know one person, you know that they know anybody. So It's just, there's heaps of links here. In Tito, it's not really the same. It's still cool. It's still, it's just not the same,
So what would happen, because I'm not too sure how long BP's been there, but what would happen, growing up in Tito, if you wanted to go to the shop, if you wanted some flavoured milk, did you have to sort of go out into the paddock and milk the cow? And
nobody, I didn't really know anybody that really lived in Tito town. It's always farmers, and that, that's how I was. I was raised up on a farm there, with my mum and my stepdad. So then I would go for a time I was coming back to school in Tutehiwi, while I was just a little bit younger when we were first moving. But I wasn't really my cup of tea, so I wanted to just fully move over and convert over to Tito. But I mean, it's kind of just, you can't really go to the shops, there's no there's one dairy, I think. There's one dairy.
Yeah, there is too.
There is.
Hey, at least Tito has a Subway though.
Yeah, see, that's, you can't, there's no takeaways. It's only Subway and a fish and chip shop.
What's a fish and chip shop like?
It was actually pretty nice, to be honest. Yeah? It's not.
Is that the one that got burnt down, or was it another one?
Oh, I don't actually know.
Oh, okay. Is that the one sort of halfway up the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I used to always go to with my, when we wanted takeaways. If you wanted KFC, you drove to Matamata. If you wanted anything other than Subway or thing, you had to go to Matamata or you had to go to Tutehiwi.
Because Matamata's about 20 minutes,
yeah, so
15.
You'd always go over there, get your Turkish, come back, have your kebab, get inside, and it's cold. It was never, you had to eat it there or eat it in the car, or heat it up again. And you know, it's never the same when you heat it up again.
Mind you guys got the Baker Man. Is it the Baker Man in Tito? The bakery next to the Caltex? That's pretty gangster.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
It's pretty gangster. Pretty pricey, but gangster.
To be honest, I'd say Lohman's probably my top bakery.
Is it?
That's that bakery, and then there's one that Mr. Manu from Tokoro High School, he took me to when we were playing rugby. He took me to this bakery and he shouted me a steak and cheese pie because I told him I'd get a try, and I ended up getting 2 that game because of that steak and cheese pie.
Where did he take you? Do you remember the bakery?
It was it's by this place with the Space Museum.
Space Museum. I'm looking at my producer. Space Museum.
Oh, I went there when I was in intermediate. I went to the Space Museum for school, but I can't think of it.
And Mr. Money would know some pretty good bakeries.
Oh, Mr. Money, he'll know the name. And it's his best bakery.
Hey,
he said.
The cows would know a few good bakeries. Oh, Mr. Money.
He always shouts me a pie now, which is good. I'm thankful for that because I reckon that meat pie is the reason why I got 2 meat pies.
Wow.
See,
tell you what though, ain't the price of pies gone up these days?
Oh, I remember like going into Lohman, I think you go in and you get a steak and cheese pie and it's $6 or something. I remember going into the one like just in Tito and getting like a proper pie for like $3. Like, it was something. Oh, it's crazy now.
I still remember the days when you get a pie and a drink for $2.
Oh, I wish.
Pie and a drink for $2. I remember the days you could go into the takeaways and get $2 chips. These days you ask for $2 chips and they look at you weird. Like,
you get 2 chips.
Hey, does that actually exist? It's like, you know.
See, like, because when I go every day, like I'll go into Lohman and I'll get a pie and a Twinkie and like a
Twinkie.
See,
what's a Twinkie, bruh?
It's like those you know those American overly sugary, not nice by themselves, like just too much. It's one of those. It's like a sponge cake with a real sugary cream in the inside. So it's real nice.
But like mock cream.
Yeah. So like I get that
Twinkie,
and then I eat it with my steak and cheese pie, and I get some funny looks. But it's like it's the sweet and savory. It's nice, man.
Twinkie.
And then I get there's this big.
I haven't seen Twinkie since Happy Days. Hey, Happy Days is going back a few years. Mr. Money would know about Happy Days.
See, I don't know about Happy Days. What's that?
Hey, it's a program. It's a sitcom.
A sitcom.
Hey, yeah. Happy Days. Fonzarelli. Going back in the day, Happy Days. See, I know.
See, I know.
Your parents would probably know about that. I'm giving away a little bit of my age here, but mind you, I haven't had a shave this week, so maybe that's giving away a little bit too much.
Can you tell I shaved this morning?
Hey, you look sharp, brother. You look sharp. You look sharp. So, Tito, and when did you move to Tokoroa?
So I was born and raised here, and then up until I was about, I want to say it was the last couple of years of my primary school years, and then I moved over to Tito for I think 4, 5, and 3, 4, and 5, and then I come back for my 6th year, and I went to Amersfield, and then I went to Tokoro Intermediate for my 7 and 8, and then carried on my schooling at Tokoro High School.
Tokoro Intermediate, shout out to Tokoro Intermediate. I went to Tokoro Intermediate too. Hey, Red Dogs. Did it go to Brown Cows? Red Dogs. Dogs.
I'm not a big fan of the name of the Brown Cows. Like it's not
Brown Cows. That's what they used to call them, man. Brown Cows. You know what they used to call Tokai in the days?
What were we called?
Green Snot.
Oh,
seriously, it was Brown Cows, Red Dogs. The 2 intermediates.
Yeah.
Tokai was Green Snot.
It's a horrible name.
And Forest View were Blue Jews. Blue Jews is the widest name anyone could think of, eh? You know? Eh? That actually sounds a bit racist. Like Green Snot and Blue Jews.
Like the Blue Jews, that one's a bit dodgy to me.
No, that's what it was back in the day. But I tell you what, we grew up in those days, and Green Snot.
That reminds me of the like those lollies. Do you remember the Redskins?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was a bit. Those were a bit sketchy too. That's a bit of a sketchy name.
That's what it used to be. I'm not too sure what everyone calls it. They're still Red Dogs though, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they're still Red Dogs.
What's Tokai known as these days? Well, I know it sort of changed to Giant Killers along the way. A few years back, you know, when
I'll be honest,
when the Giannis's were at school, you know, the Giant Killers, you know, obviously after the league boys, the Giant Killers.
Size, I'll be honest, size has gone down at our school. Like nobody is big and big. Like nobody is tall and big. It's all if you're tall, you're skinny. Like for example, my mate Hamiota, he's about 6'3", 6'4", and he's real skinny. He's like me. He's built like me. but there's no real.
What does that mean? You boys don't eat much?
I reckon it's my metabolism, eh?
Yeah.
Like I'm eating, it's just nothing. I just can't.
So what's some of mine?
can't
Should we
camp.
swap? Should we swap
Mate,
for a bit? bro?
I'd love a little bit
Hey?
just to help. You know,
Hey?
I'm gonna have to try bulk soon.
I know the generation these a little bit different. They're a lot leaner.
Yeah, it's there's no real, like even like the islanders and like you see like previously like there's always been big Samoans or big cookies, but like now they're all kind of a bit more stockier if they're big, and if they're tall, they're more lanky. I've noticed, and that's not even just in Tokoro. I've seen it like when we went to play league up in, I think it was Narohia. Like there wasn't really that many big guys that were like huge mungus, and you'll be like, oh, that's bit of like you got to watch out for him. They were either always stocky and big, or they were always tall and a bit on the skinnier side. So,
My man. All right. So it's awesome to have you on the podcast today. I know you're here doing a little bit of gateway work experience.
Yes.
Is this the sort of industry you want to get into, Cade?
See, yeah, I like, because I've been told I've got what's called like kind of the gift of the gab. So like even back in intermediate, I was always, if they didn't have people to run assembly, I was the one in front of people. I would run it, I would say it. And like I've always never really had trouble speaking, Like I don't have trouble speaking in front of like big crowds or anything, but I just find it's something that I enjoy, and like I like talking to people. And obviously I did the interviews around with Jacqueline in the Careers Expo, and I really found that was like something that I wanted to pursue with, because it just made me feel like it was something that I was supposed to do, if you know what I mean.
That's the one, bro.
Yeah.
That's the one. Well, being on this type of platform or working in media these days, there are a whole stackload of things you can
and
do.
just like just being able to kōrero to people and like just get to know their side of any story, and just like talking and just being in a community, or even just talking in general to people. Like I just really enjoy it,
Love it.
Like I could just yab on for ages and ages about nothing in particular,
Like it.
but it's still a good kōrero, if you know
Right.
what I mean.
Your second week here thus far, how are you enjoying your second week here with us?
It's actually pretty fun, to be honest. Like I'm actually quite enjoying it. So we haven't obviously, this is the first opportunity I've had to do something like this, like in front of a camera, on a microphone, and I'm actually really liking it, Like obviously it's good people, good vibes, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
And
Hey?
it's just like it's real easygoing, and but it's structured too sometimes. Like you get certain things you have to learn to be able to be in this industry, and it's good because I feel like I'm learning a lot to be able to pursue myself in this.
I'm glad, bro. Structure's the main word, brother. And sometimes young people don't get that, but it's all about structure. It's all about making sure, that's planned out. That's going the right way. And for the first couple of weeks, you've got a real good tutor over there, the producer of the BODGAST.
She's teaching me pretty well.
She's awesome, man. She does a fantastic job. Bro, tell us about your family. Like you mentioned, your mum, your stepdad.
Yeah, so I've got 4 parents actually. So I've got my dad, whose name is Seymour. He's got real big, like he works out at the mill. He's got real big ties in the squash community. So like my family plays a lot of squash on my dad's side. We've always been good. My uncle Wally was the first Māori A grader ever for squash, and then my uncle Gerald, he's real well renowned in squash. He had like a lot of skills when he was younger, and just really pushed forward with it. But then my dad, he's been like club champ for over the Tokoro one for a while, but not recently, because he's got a bit of a puckaroo knee, so he's taking a bit of a chill pill. And then my mum, and my dad was born and raised here. Mum was too. And then
Who's your mum?
my mum's name is Larissa Taylor, and then her father, my grandfather John Taylor, used to do lots of plumbing here. So I got heaps of local ties. And then my stepdad's actually from Pataru. His name's John Belvert. He runs. We got a farm out Kinleith Ways. So I mean it's pretty good. And then my stepmother's name is Catherine Empson, and she's from Hamilton. So
Bro. It's funny. It's a small world, Just
Yeah.
of you telling me that little bit, now I know who you're connected to.
Yeah,
And,
there's lots of
bro.
I've got lots of.
So you're an islander as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm half Pakeha, and then I'm a quarter Māori, and I whakapapa back to Kawhia, up Ngāti Akairo, Waipapa Marae, and then on my island side from Mama Repeta, she's we're from Amiri,
Yo.
and yeah, so it's just lots of.
Oh, there we go. Producers like, yeah. It's funny because your Uncle Gerald and I were best mates at school.
Hey.
We're still really tight. We haven't. You're still tight with the boys you grew up with, even though you don't see each other for a period of time. But I caught up with your uncle, obviously, at the passing of your cousin recently. So I hadn't seen your uncle for a while, but didn't realise you were a Seymour, bro.
Yeah,
small world, bro. Small world.
It's a lot of people know my family. I must say, because even I didn't realise that how many people actually knew my mama until I went to the church, the PIC church, when I was speaking, because I had to speak for my Kokolan class in front of a certain amount of people, and I said I had to say my whakapapaanga, and I had to say who my grandmother was, who was my tie to my Kokolan side, and I said my mama was Repeta Seymour. And all I seen was just a wave of heads, and you can just see how many people actually know your whānau, and it's crazy to see, to be honest.
It's crazy, right? And I remember your uncle. I mean, I only can speak for your uncle because, like I say, we're best mates through school and high school, and we met each other at intermediate, and it just went through there. But man, he could play squash, man.
Yeah,
he was one heck of a squash player, and he could swim. He was a swimmer.
That's actually been kind of, I wouldn't say real posh, but everybody in my family knows how to swim. My dad's a good swimmer. All of my cousins, we all had to do swimming.
Yeah, I remember even at intermediate, he used to smoke all the teachers as a Form 2, as a Year 8 at intermediate. Your uncle was that quick. Yes. He could smoke. I remember the relays, when you have student-teacher relays, we'd never lose because Gerald would smoke everyone, literally. Doesn't matter how far a teacher was in front, whether it was quarter or, close to half, he'd smoke them. He was
a fish.
He was quick, man.
Like
real talented, I'll tell you. Like a shark.
Yeah, so I reckon that runs in the family though, a little bit, because I've got, I think I was the swimming champ for Tokai for a couple of years running. And then I was always getting, even at primary school for Ammersfield, there wasn't really many strong swimmers in my year, so we would do swimming sports, and I'd always have to go up 2 years above me to get to the people that could actually swim against me. And I remember I come up, and I think I come second in the intermediate grade, and I think I was only year 5 or something. So I mean, swimming's everybody knows how to swim. Yeah, in our family.
In the blood, crazy. What a small world. What do we call you? I mean, people still probably call him that, but we used to call him G. Through school, G.
I haven't really heard that much, to be honest.
Yeah, we used to call him G. He was G at school. So
I've been called a couple of names from family members. People call me think I'm Gerald's son, or I'm Tianui's son, or they always say every name that's not mine. Yo. If you know what I mean. I'll get my cousin, I'll get my uncles, I'll get my dad, but never my name sometimes. But I mean, I've been called Little Nui. For my dad, I've been called Little Nui a bit, mainly by his mates, but I mean, it's cool. I don't really mind it. I like being referred to as my dad's son. I'm proud of that.
And I mean, you're from obviously a big whānau, a well-known whānau, so see, I don't know that until you told me just now, so straight away I connect the dots.
Yeah.
I can see the genes now, eh?
Yeah,
so
the nose, hey.
Hey, I see the genes now. It's amazing when somebody tells you a story. But that's what the podcast is all about, finding out who you are, where you're from, who you're connected to. So obviously you've got the genes, bro, and the talent. What are you good at, sports-wise? You've obviously said swimmer. What else? Are you good at squash?
See, I think I have a little bit. I'm not the greatest, because I used to play, and I used to play with my mate Tallis Russell. So we used to go hard out. It was always me and him, and then my cousins, the Watanis, they used to play around at the squash club. But I never really picked it up as much. I just felt there was always, I don't know if there was, or if I put it on myself. I think I put it on myself that there was an expectation for me to be particularly great in that sport. just because of like
Pa Tiki Lily Greats. Hey, you like that one? Pa Tiki Lily Greats. I like that one.
yeah, because just like with my uncle, my dad, like my dad, he's always been the man at squash, especially in my eyes. Like, and he was trying to teach me, and I just realized like I think I put too much pressure on myself in that sport. But I mean, you live and you learn. I'm more inclined to rugby union. I've played league once for the school, so I'm starting to crawl into that one. But then I'm mainly.
What do you
play
find the
basketball.
difference between the two sports, league and rugby?
You get a lot. Like when I was playing, you don't get as tired in league because you get the breaks when they switch to the other side. Whereas when you're playing union, because I recently just become a back, so I play second five for union for my school, and I went from being a lock and playing in rugby union. Your position is everywhere on the field, but you play your position, if you know what I mean. Whereas in league, you play your position on that part of the field. So I found that I was getting more breaks, and it was like easier for me to be effective because I wasn't rushing, I wasn't as tired, and I could use my my movements. And like I was just better because I was a bit more like refreshed, if you know what I mean. So like
Interesting.
But then to be honest, I'm more inclined to playing basketball. If
You
I'm
mentioned
honest.
basketball.
Yeah.
What are you in basketball? Power forward, small forward.
Nah, usually I'm a shooting guard or
Shooting guard. Hey.
yeah, shooting guard or small forward usually. And I actually play with as I mentioned before, Bronson Curtis. He's just a man, eh? So like he'll come up, he'll make up opportunities, and he'll just dish it out to us, and it's just up to us to finish it off, eh? So I mean, as when I'm playing basketball, I'm more inclined to the defensive side than the offensive, to be honest. I think it's because I'm a bit more like gritty. I don't have that little bit of finesse, if you know what I mean, like around the hoop. I'm more inclined to just getting the body in front, smacking it away, just being on the defensive side. So that's what I've always like.
But the finesse is in your genes, though, bro.
Oh,
Hey, it's in your genes, bro.
Maybe a little bit. I just gotta bring it out sometimes.
You know your dad, your
You just
uncle.
save it for a bit. You just save it for the important moments, eh?
I love it, bro. Love it.
Yes.
How's Tokai doing at basketball, senior basketball at the moment?
We're doing alright. So we're in a different comp this year, and we're going up against Roto's boys a lot. So we're going up against Roto's boys Senior A. So it's the team just under their Super 8 team.
Yep.
And we have got pretty close to beating them, which is pretty good, to be honest, because they're a powerhouse school. Like, they're notorious, and like some of their Super 8 players, they come back down and play against us. And we've got about maybe, I think, 6-7 players. And at the moment, we're actually we've started bringing up Sol Vano to come up. He's a year 9, so he's a junior boy. So we got him to come up and play with us, and he's actually pretty good. Eh? He's doing pretty good. But I mean, the team, I'd say we're doing all right. Eh? Like, obviously, I haven't been there for like some of our games have gotten cancelled, so we've played about maybe, I want to say 4, and I think we're at a 50% win ratio at the moment.
Not too bad.
So it's not too bad. Done
Who's your
better,
coach?
but it's all right.
Chin?
Uncle Chin, yeah. Always. He's the best coach I've ever had, to be honest. In any sport. Anything ever. He's just the best. He's just he's got so much knowledge in the sport, and he's just, the way he goes around, you know, like, telling us how to do things. It's just, he's just, and because we've been with him since we were little, eh? So like, it's perfect, eh? Like, just having that one coach you go to. So that's Uncle Chin, eh?
That's the one. Oh, well, bro, what else do you get up to at school? Apart from sport, do you get into like poetry, arts,
So I'm like really
sculpture?
Nah, so I'm good at. I'm good at the speaking part of things, and like I'm real good at English. Although I've kind of been a bit slack on it, to be honest. But I'm really like, I enjoy writing. So if it's maybe, I like writing creative stories, or even just like doing like stories like off of a novel or off of a movie. I'll go around and I'll like watch the movie, and I can like write an essay or something about it. And it's just, as much as I hate doing it, I love it at the same time, eh? So like, it's a bit of a bittersweet thing for me, eh? Because it's real. I love the writing process. I love when I get into it, but it's about getting the actual, like, the full thing done and having to stay within a format to get it marked for school and stuff. But when it's just me writing and I can write whatever I want, I love it, man.
Wicked. You year 13, right?
Yeah, so it's my final year at Tutehiwi High School.
What do you got planned for next year?
Hopefully, I'm either going to try and pursue this type of career and go forward with this. Otherwise, I'll try and get a job, maybe out at just like anywhere that for now, to be honest, unless maybe I go try and do a course that's for, I think, half a semester up in Auckland. It's to do with like pretty much radio and like just media and just talking, eh?
Hard.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to look forward to in my life after this. But you know, you never know.
Hard
Just
up, bro.
go where it takes me, eh?
Any siblings?
Six. So
Wow.
I've got so my parents are separated, and I have 3 on each side. So I've got so the closest one to me is 10 years. So I'm the oldest by 10 years, and my little brother Hudson was the first one to come around, and that was on my mum's side. And so all of my siblings, they're in pairs, eh? So like on both sides, if one had a child, the other one had a child pretty much immediately after. So
you're literally on your own?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Like, so at my houses, I've got like my own little spaces. Like at my mum's, we've got like this little like a sleep out type thing for me. So I got my own little space away from all the little mukpuna, and then the little tribe that I got. And then at my dad's, I'm downstairs in the garage, and I've got my own like room that we've done up. So it's pretty good. But the closest one to me is Hudson, and he is at Central School at the moment, and after the one with him is my only sister, one sister, and that's Stella Joy Seymour, and she's my dad's little baby girl.
Yo.
Yeah, and so she was the oldest on my dad's side, apart from me, and then it goes back to, was it back? Oh, and then I've got my little brother Flynn, and then my other little brother Jet James, and then the last 2 is Jay Belvert, and then I've got Nico. So yeah, there's quite a lot of us, to be honest, especially for
you carry a lot of responsibility being the oldest, eh? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of chores, eh?
Hey?
A lot of chores.
Does that speed up the process of maybe you having kids in the next 10 years, or is that just totally off the mark for now?
To be honest, I'm not against it, but like, I'm not gonna go. Especially now, I want a bit of a gap before I have any kids of my own. I think I'll maybe wait about till I'm maybe like 23, 24. I think is a good age.
Yeah.
Because then hopefully I'll be like a bit more stable and like financially stable. Have a good, my own little place before I have my own little kids.
Nice.
But I wanted to just like, it does. I don't know. It's just seeing them cry and stuff, and like getting all hoha. I'm not looking forward to that, but hey, I'm looking forward to more of the wrestling in the front yard and stuff, like all of the little fun bits. Hey, so
it takes about 2 or 3 years to get to that, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely couldn't do that now. I'm long time.
Hey, you talk about stability, mahi. You got a job, bro?
Yeah, so I'm working at KFC actually.
Yo,
yeah, so
man.
I work. At the moment, I've been a bit slack on my shifts just because I've had so much sports going on and so much to do with the school. So I'm working every Wednesday and Sunday. So
You get a discount? No discounts?
No discount.
Not even when you're working?
So you only get a free feed if you work more than 4 hours.
You get a free feed.
You get
Is that anything?
It's so you got to get certain meals. So what I like to get is I'll get a snack burger with 2 wicked wings and some chips, and then I'll get my drink, and then that's me sorted. But I mean, it's pretty good it's a pretty good place, to be honest. Like if you got common sense, you'll be alright there. But if you don't got common sense, you'll struggle.
I tell you, because they're always looking for a job there, or they're always looking for people to work there. Is that because it's too hard, or?
I think maybe it's too hard for some people. It's not too like difficult. Obviously, you're gonna struggle when you start because it's a whole new thing. But I mean, it's pretty. I wouldn't say easy because I'm not the greatest, but I try my best. But I mean, I think because people are just constantly like evolving, I guess, like always bettering themselves and like finding better opportunities. And I think some people, don't want to stay at KFC long term, which is fine, and they get better opportunities. maybe a better paying job or anything. So I think that's really the reason.
Are you on the drive-through at all?
Oh, all the time. I'll tell you.
All the time.
So yesterday I actually I was supposed to do a 4-hour shift. I was supposed to do a 12 to 4. Ended up doing a 12 to like 8:30, and I was on drive-through for about maybe, I want to say like 3 or 4 hours. I was on the window taking orders and stuff. And that was I was taking the orders and I had somebody else putting it in for me. And then me and my mate Strickland Cowley, we were running that drive-through like nobody's business.
Oh, it's tricky, eh?
Yeah, he's my man, eh?
So what happens now? What happens if you get rude people on the drive-through? How do you combat that? I really want to know.
Oh, see, it's a lot of self-control, eh? A lot of self-control, because in life, if somebody's rude to you, you just want to be like, shush.
Go to McDonald's. I'm looking at my producer. She's like, she can bleep all that, eh?
The look on her face. It was a dirty one.
Hey, isn't that's what you really want to say?
You really want
to.
You just.
Do you turn the mic off and go?
Oh, that's we'll leave that unanswered. With that one, it just depends on who you are. Eh? Like some people maybe, some people you might not. It's just. I
got to ask you. I'm dying to ask this because I always say to people, because there are times like when I go, for an example. Now I talk about McDonald's a lot on my podcast, but there are times where I go to McDonald's and I order something, and then it comes up on the screen. You know how everything comes up on the screen. Yeah. And then they go, oh, what are your 2 favourite burgers? And I go, I have 2 filet fishes, thanks. And then they go, oh, no, sorry, you can't get that with this deal. And I'm like, I get it all the time, right? And the filet of fish is like I'm looking at it. It's like, it's come up on the display board. And I'm like, no, but I can because I get it all the time and I'm looking at it. And then they go, well, no, you can't. It's not available with this deal. And I said, maybe if you scroll down and scroll over or do something like that, it's on the next page. Then they come back, oh, I'm really sorry, and that really irritates me. Like, I just want to go,
that's like
you
one of the
bloody
things,
work here.
Yeah.
Like do you not know your menu, man? But I want to say that, but I know I won't say it because I always get worried about this. If you are rude to someone in the drive-through, I've always got this thing in my head.
I know this is.
They'll spit in your burger or they'll bloody put some snot in your food or I don't know, lick your chips.
Honestly, I've never seen that. Not once. I've never seen that. And I've asked some of my mates like at Macca's and stuff, because I've thought about this too. I was like, have you ever just like intentionally sabotaged the burger or something?
Yeah.
And they're just like, nah. Because that's immediate termination from your job, eh? And if you're ready to lose your job over someone getting hoha, you're not fit for that industry. You're not fit to be around people, in my opinion. Because like, if you can't, it's like that self-control. So if you can't control yourself just because somebody got a little bit hoha at you, it's just a waste of time being.
I'm never hoha at anyone. I'm just like, if you work there, you should know your
how
menu.
to do. Unless you're a trainee, I feel like you should be capable of like just scrolling, because like on all the tools you can just scroll. Like I don't know if it's the same at Macca's, but on our ones, if there's more options, you just push the button, you go down to the next page.
Yeah. I know when I say that, and I must say, I must say this: the majority of the employees at McDonald's, they do the odd, I'm really sorry, and I'm like, it's not your fault. But then you get the odd one who's just, you get to the window and they're looking at you like,
oh,
what are you trying to tell me how to do my job? I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. I'm just trying to save you the embarrassment.
Like, because then they're going to say no to you, and then their manager's going to come around and go, oh, actually, push that.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see it. And it's just like, oh. But I feel like if it's just the little things, like if you can get angry over that, why are you there?
Yeah, hard up.
You should be making burgers.
Yo. And you know what annoys me at KFC too? Like I'm only saying it.
It's fine. Lay it on me.
Like, I don't know, now you guys have got updated your app. Before you used to just rock up and say the PLU number and it was all good.
Yeah.
But now everyone says, oh, no, you got to go to the app. What the freaking heck for, man? It's really confusing. And for me, I just want a good deal for lunch. So I just want to rock in and go PLU 315 or whatever the freaking heck it is.
But like, I think if you come in through the drive-through, though, I don't think you have to show your phone. But like, if you come in through like the front, you have to like show gotta show us the code and everything. And I was like, oh,
it's weird.
Really, they're still telling you the same thing.
And I tell you what, and I ordered my lunch online one time, right? This is recently, like the last 3 weeks. I ordered online, told me to pick it up at whatever it was, 12:52. So I rock into the drive-through 12:50. I said, here to pick up my lunch, and I got the number.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have to come in. Hey,
yeah.
What do I got to come in for? Like, I'm about to give you the number on my phone, and you're gonna make me hop out of the van when it's raining and come in and get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the? You know. So I park up, I go inside, I walk in, and she goes, "Are you here for pickup?" And she just gives it to me. Yep. She doesn't even ask for the number.
Nah.
And I'm like, what the is going on here?
Hey, because like it's only the people in front. So the people in front, they have to do the people that come in. So we have to take their orders, make their orders, and then there's also the deliveries we have to do. We have to pack that for our delivery driver, and then we also have to do the pickups as well. So drive-through is purely drive-through. They do nothing else but drive-through.
But I'm sure it's pretty easy to go. Cade, is that blah, blah, blah? Yeah, but out the window. You know, it's just conveniency. And I remember, because I love, KFC is my favourite. Like, I put it above CFC and everything else. Ooh. And I used to, seriously.
We'll come back to that.
We will come back to that. But KFC's KFC. Only KFC tastes like KFC. I know sometimes it can be shit. And sometimes it can be dry. And sometimes, you know, you need to remind KFC that, hey, there's only 2 wings on a chicken, not 3. You know? That's one thing I say, excuse me, do you know that there's only 2 wings on a chicken? There's 2 thighs on a chicken as well too. See. And 2 legs. You know, like,
actually, can I just say, with every pack, there's set pieces.
I know.
You should not be getting 2 wings.
I know.
Especially if you're getting like a 3-piece.
And you know what's funny about it? I had 2 kids who worked at KFC for years, so I know how it all rolls.
Yes,
so I get really annoyed. Yes, your Auntie Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughters were there too. With your auntie. I get annoyed when you get a 10-piece pack and you go home and there's 3 wings in it. And it's like, come on, man, what the?
Actually, no, I went like, that's part of it. That you can have either 3 wings or 3 drums. It just depends on the luck of the draw, what you got.
Well, you know, you just, when you buy see, sometimes, I know there's certain, you know, but then you get annoyed when you get 3 wings, and then sometimes you'll get, without a word of a lie, you might get 2 ribs, 2 legs, a breast. I hate breasts too.
See, we only give 1 of those.
It's just
2 legs.
Oh,
it's 2 legs, 2 breasts. Oh no, 2 ribs, 2 thighs, 2 wings, a breast, and then an extra piece.
Yeah. And see, the problem is for me, Cade, is consistency. Because sometimes when I buy a 10-piece pack, I might go home and get 3 thighs. And I'm like, wow, I'm so lucky today.
It's the luck of the draw, man.
You know, it's just like, come on, man. But the one thing for me is the wings. Like, 3 wings is pretty tough when you buy a 10-piece pack. You know, especially in this economy.
I'm not a big fan of the wings, eh?
Like, you know, like, I don't mind 2 wings, but hey, there's only 2 wings on a chicken, not 3.
Yeah.
You know, so, and another thing too that annoys me, see, I'm bringing up all the KFC bits now. You could be able to swap out on anything before. Now it's changed.
You can't. So, like, so when we're taking orders and stuff, we like physically can't change it. So I know everyone gets hoha at me when I like tell them, because they're like, oh yeah, can I just change my drink for potato and gravy or coleslaw? And then now I tell them, I'm like, oh no, I actually can't. And they're always just like,
why did they change that, bro? How come they changed that?
No clue, to be honest.
Because before you could.
Because what? I think it costed like another $1 to swatch something.
Or something
and
like
that. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
I reckon.
At least you get the pack that you want, because one thing I hate in KFC packs is when you get 2 potato and gravies. Like, who the hell wants 2 potato and gravies?
See,
I'm
a diabetic. I don't even get those. I just get straight plain gravy.
Like,
1. That's
why? KFC, come on, man. I got diabetes, man. You know what? I want 2 potato and gravies and 2 large chips. I want to swap it out for a Coke no sugar.
Or maybe even a coleslaw for some people as well.
And I'll drain the coleslaw out of the juice because it takes all the carbs out, and just, you know.
I don't know. I hate coleslaw. I can't hack it.
You know what's funny though? I went to KFC once, and I always like getting side salads from either McDonald's or Burger King.
Yeah.
And I decided to get a side salad from KFC. And you know what I love about the person on the other end of the mic?
What was that?
The person says, I won't say what gender he or she was, but the person on the other side of the mic says, "Nah, don't buy it, man. It's crap. It's just a bit of this and a bit of that. It's a waste of money." And I said, "I appreciate that. I love that.
What were
Don't
you
worry
getting?
about
Do
it."
you know? Can you remember?
You guys had the new side salads.
Was it the what have we got? Salad bowls?
Yeah, salad bowl.
Popcorn salad bowl?
Salad bowl. She said it was just the stuff that they put in the wrap in the bowl.
Yeah,
That's not worth it.
It's not. It's not.
It's not worth the $6 or whatever it is, or $6.50.
Yeah, to be honest,
that.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
I've told people when they come and get it, I'm like, if this is what you want, let me just tell you what's in it first before you buy it.
I love that, man. You know, see, that's someone saying to me, "I got you."
Yeah,
you know, don't buy
wanna,
that.
You don't want to buy something you're not wanting it.
Either buy a coleslaw or just go, you know, get it somewhere else. It's just not worth getting it. But yeah, I love KFC. It's, you know, but I've always wondered, what it's like to work. If I could change jobs for a day, I'd want to work on the KFC or McDonald's drive-through.
See, saying that, people that do it, they're gonna look at you crazy. If they hear this, then it's just gonna be like, why?
Yo, see, I reckon I'd be really cool. Welcome to KFC. Place your order when you're ready, please.
See,
is that a large chips with a large Coke?
Oh, you haven't got it. You say when you get it.
Hey.
Should we just do a quick one right now? Do you wanna place your order and I'll tell you how I take it?
All right, bro. All right.
So it comes in, it'll go ding, and then I'll be like, "Kia ora, welcome to KFC. Place your order when you're ready."
Yeah, can I get a PRU 12, please?
I don't even know what that is. Is that the bucketheads?
No!
Oh, no,
Cade,
that's 56. That's 56.
PRU 12, it's the greatest deal that KFC have. And it comes with a small chips.
Oh, I don't know.
Hey.
Oh, no, that's, give me 5.
Oh, there you go. Give me 5, Cade. PRU 12, it's the greatest. PRU 12. 5 pieces and a small chips. You can't beat it.
Oh, it took me a while, but I got there.
You got there.
Anyway, let's take this back.
All right.
KFC's better than CFC.
I believe it is.
How? Give me your take on that. Actually, like, I'm genuinely curious.
Because only KFC tastes like, you know. And I said this on another podcast last week with the boys. When you get fresh KFC that's just come out, right, and you put it in a bucket and you go home, it's still got juices on it, eh?
Yeah.
So when you get a big bowl of steamed rice, which is good for my diabetes, big bowl of steamed rice, and you put a couple of thighs on it, and a leg, and the juices just drip.
Yeah, and it just goes
and
on
you
to the
eat
right.
it.
Yeah.
You just like. CFC doesn't do that. You know, as much as I like CFC as well, you just can't. Only KFC can do that, and you just eat it, and it just the juice. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just taste everything, like, and the rice.
That's why I'd say only KFC tastes like KFC. CFC is nice too. I've eaten it with rice, but it just. You don't get the same.
Nah, it's a lot more. See, in my opinion, I like the crunch, the crispy, like the flaky, and just the flavor of CFC.
Yeah, I hear.
It's just
that's why I love KFC because of that. Just
actually,
the juices and the
lumberjacks.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
They got some nice chicken too.
And I suppose over all of them for price, it's got to be KFC because KFC is still. Price, and I know they can because they're a big company, but Korean fried chicken, I love that too. Korean fried chicken is.
See, like me and my dad, we get lumberjacks all the time.
Yeah, I like lumberjacks too.
So we get, he gets the spicy dumplings, and I get the chicken. But recently, I took my mate there, and we got the teriyaki dumplings because he's not a big fan of the spice. We got the teriyaki dumplings, and I think the was it the sweet and sour or something? The chicken.
I always get the soy garlic.
The soy garlic. See, I haven't had those ones. I'll get them next time.
I tell you, soy garlic is just. You know what I used to before though? Before they started doing that, is I used to get because they didn't used to have that before. I used to get to the side with the chicken and I'd dip it. I'd get normal chicken, then I ask them to put it in a container, or I take it home or in a bowl, and I sit there and I dip it, and
That's so good, eh?
It is, I tell you. But there's one thing I hate though. I hate the knobs. Hey, like I love me some wicked wings, but I love the flat wings. I hate the big one. I love the flat ones. You don't like them?
See, those are my favourite. This is we're getting a bit of a
I just like the flat ones because like my mouth's not that big, so I can't contrary to what you might think, our viewers, the millions and millions of viewers watching, I'm sort of the flat guy. I'm just can't really. But no, it's just something. I mean, I suppose. It's a bit how you talked about. A lot of times I'm in a rush.
Yeah.
So if I'm eating lunch, I'll dash into KFC. I'll get my lunch and I'll either pack up at the cemetery or pack up on Costa to eat my lunch. Yeah. So I find it easiest to put a flat one in your mouth and you just rip it and it's.
See, like I do the. Do you know the way to like debone it?
Yeah.
See, that's always good when you do a little twist.
Yeah. But when it's hot, it's so hard.
Oh, then it just like start burning your fingers.
Oh, it's just you just stuff it. And you just
you just
stuff
start
it. You
biting
just
it.
put it in. But yeah, no, I feel there are some really good chicken places, and yeah, I love me some cat, but yeah, for different reasons. But if I owned CFC, and I said this again on a podcast the other week,
Yeah.
you know, it's a gold mine, and if I owned it, I'd open until 10 o'clock at night. So
It's like it's so much like it's just money farm that.
but I tell you, I actually think it was. I don't think it's gotten worse, but there are times where the chicken's really dry.
See, when I was an intermediate, having CFC, you were that person and for the day, and like I feel like it was just the best tasting thing I've ever had.
Yeah, no, because I remember who owned it, the Corteses. They owned it for years. They were the first ones to have CFC, and I loved it. That's Christina's parents.
Yeah.
Obviously, Christina's still working there, but sometimes the chicken's just a little bit dry. I love their kebabs. Love their chicken kebabs. They're nice too.
Everyone, I've heard heaps of people rave on about the old chicken burgers too.
Yeah, chicken burgers are nice too.
Yeah, see,
Chicken fillet burgers.
I think I've had one, and that was like this year.
No, it's good. We used to have those back in the old, I remember. Now I'm going way back. I remember back in the day on a Thursday when we used to go out and have a beer with the boys, and I had Friday off. Would sort of go to the pad. Big shout out to the Hoo-Hoos who love the Sharkies. Anyway, I used to go to the pad, till 5 in the morning or 5:30, and then we'd roll into CFC and
it's just see like
CFC.
Even I remember we were playing Turbo Touch, so that was for our school one. We ended up taking that out for the mixed comp. We played, how many games did we play? Oh, I don't know, but all of our like games and stuff that was televised on the Whakata Māori channel on YouTube. So like, if you're curious, go check it out if you want. Don't know, but I remember we were lining up for that bus trip, and me and my mate Olo, we just went into the CFC shop and got us some CFC, and it was fresh, it was hot, and it was the bomb. And it was like so early in the morning. We hadn't had breakfast. We just got that and like I got a little creaming soda, because I like what brand is that?
Golden Circle.
Golden Circle.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yo. Hey, Golden Circle. What else do they have? They have Golden Pash too, and
Golden Pash, and then there's like the orange.
Yeah.
Orange and mango.
Yeah. There is. That's the blue one, eh?
Yeah.
Yo.
See?
I tell you.
I'm hungry now.
Hey. Oh, jingus. Bro, I must say, man, it's been awesome catching up with you on the podcast, having a good chat, talking about food, talking about this, talking about that.
Talking about everything, eh?
Yo, hard up. And before we finish, bro, we'll play a little quick fire game, eh?
Alright, let's go.
All right. McDonald's, Burger King.
Burger King. And I stand by that.
Yeah? What's your go-to?
See, I like the barbecue bacon double cheeseburger. I get a large combo, and then I get another one, like another burger by itself, a Hershey's pie, and the sour fizz tingle, the little frozen, the little sour one, tastes like nothing, but it's just so good. I just love it. It's awesome.
Particular, aren't you, bro?
Yeah, I see. I've got all of my orders are set in stone, eh? Like for every place.
All right. All Blacks to win the World Cup or Warriors to win the NRL?
All Blacks. See,
Yo.
I'm not a Warriors.
ABs, eh?
I'm not a
After
Warriors fan, eh?
ABs.
See, I'm a Bunnies fan.
Hey?
I'm South Sydney.
Hey?
Rabbitohs.
Oh, you poor thing, you're going to miss out on the playoffs this year, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, too many injuries. Western All-Stars, Eastern All-Stars?
West.
All day.
West. It's just more entertaining.
MJ or LBJ?
LBJ.
Stop it.
LBJ.
Hey? That's a generation thing, though, eh?
No. Like, just the accolades. He's just the best to ever do it. See, but I reckon, though, the best scorer, Cade. Cade's got to be the best scorer, because like, he's just unmatched. A 7-footer that can shoot. A 7-footer that can dribble. It's
interesting listening to young boys talk about LBJ.
See, he's the GOAT. He is.
Stop
he
it.
is.
Don't swear on the show. We haven't got enough time to, I haven't got enough time to throw enough stats at you to, swing your mind the other way. But Mj all day. We'll
just agree to disagree.
But yeah, harder. That's all good. All right. So you're obviously a LeBron fan then, eh?
Yeah. See, I like Giannis.
Giannis?
Yeah? See, but I was real into Greek mythology when I was younger. Like, I was real into it. So I could name off like heaps of facts. I knew all of the heroes. I knew all of the gods, all of that stuff, and just like going from that. And then I remember I was so just intrigued with it that I found out that there was a Greek basketball player.
Wow.
And that's who I stuck with since intermediate.
My
so I've
man.
been a Milwaukee Bucks fan since year 7.
Since forever, eh? Love it, bro. I love it. $10 million right now and not wake up tomorrow? Or would you rather no $10 million and wake up tomorrow?
Wake up tomorrow. Easy.
Hey?
Easy.
Easy one, eh?
Life is worth more than that.
Tell you,
Come
eh?
on now. Come
Hey?
on now.
All right. Let's go soap or body wash?
Body wash. It's soap don't do it for me because like what if you're fine to go in and watch the ass crack, and then
crack.
like you come up and then you come and wash it all over your body like
Then you smell like ass.
Where?
Then you smell like ass crack. Oh, love it. Oh, all right. Scrunch, wrapper or folder?
What's that for? Just anything.
Do you scrunch? Do you wrap or do you fold?
Oh, okay. Scrunch.
Scrunch. Stop it.
Scrunch.
Young boys scrunch, hey? They love scrunching. Hey?
Took me a while to click on.
Like scrunch.
It's just how you
Do you look at it?
No,
You just scrunch it and throw it in.
scrunch and pray.
Hey?
Scrunch and
That you
pray.
got it
and
all.
then you walk away.
Hey? Scrunch, pray, and walk away. You hear something new on the podcast every single week, bruh. A couple more questions, bro, to end it off. All right. Ooh. Hey, this is a tricky one, this one. Hey?
Come on then, I'm
All right, you ready? Undies, G-string, or nothing?
See, I reckon you got to rephrase that. You got to say triangles, because lots of people kind of still rock the triangles. You go triangles, jockeys, G-strings, or nothing. So then you got more options.
So you trying to tell me you're into triangles?
No.
I love the fact that he brought up the triangles.
Because
Hey.
it's like.
Or do you have one of those subscriptions as well that shows a lot of triangles? I've never heard anyone on the podcast tell me the triangle. I know what he's talking about though. That's very particular. Okay, very particular.
Yeah, I've just got lots of little things I remember, and it just comes up. But like, when you grow up, you're not wearing jockeys. Let's be real. You're wearing the little triangles with the little Superman S on it and everything, or like a little.
I love it.
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle little triangle. It's just certain things you remember.
Oh, okay. All right, bro. Last question. So one more. Yeah, last one. Last question, bro.
Hit me. I'm ready.
All right. Okay. Singles, twosome, or threesome?
We'll leave that one up to as a mystery.
Mystery. Just comment below. Comment below. What do you think Cade's into? Singles, 2, 3, quads.
Quads. Nah, that's it. That's it. Quads is it. That's it.
Oh, love it, my man. My brother. Good to have you, man, on the podcast. Appreciate it, bro.
No worries.
I hope you enjoy your time with us on Gateway. And know that we might do this again. I might bring you in as a co-host, bro. Eh?
That's fine with
Hey?
me.
That'd be real cool. That'd be awesome. Hey?
Oh, shucks.
Love it, bro.
That last question.
I love it. And we'll leave it there for today, episode 10 of the podcast. It's been fantastic having Caden from Tokoro High School. Next week, we will catch up with someone else on the podcast. And before we bounce, again, my thanks to the Pacific Sharks for sponsoring episode 10 of the podcast. Get along and follow their Instagram and Facebook pages and find out what they get up to. A club doing fantastic things after 50 plus years. I'm Formati Fresh. Till next time, peace.